Good evening, this is Claude Sports Corner, and we're headed for NFL Picks Week 3, 2016. And I'm going to start off, obviously, with the Thursday night football game, which is the Houston Texans going to New England to face the Patriots. And Jacoby Brissett will be quarterbacking the team after the injury to Jimmy Garoppolo last week, which was a pretty rough injury there. I'm not sure how long he'll be out. They're saying it's day to day. I'm not sure whether he separated his shoulder or what. As of this taping, of course, I have no idea. But when I get more information, I will definitely pass it on. Now, Brock Osweiler has looked, I'd say he's been above average. He's been about what I expected. I thought he was a average quarterback at best, but he has done well, and he will improve, I believe, throughout the season. And let's face it, he has the great DeAndre Hopkins to work with. And to me, he is definitely in the conversation as far as top 5 receiver. Dare I say the third best receiver in all of pro football. I know a lot of people will claim that Odell Beckham is over him. You know what? They're two different skill sets. I guess it comes down to what style that you like better. But I do feel that DeAndre Hopkins has done more with less. I mean, obviously, the quarterback play of Houston last season was nowhere near what Odell Beckham enjoys with Eli Manning, whether you like him or not. So I have to give the edge to DeAndre Hopkins. The first two guys we already know. It's Antonio Brown, my Steeler guy, and Julio Jones. It's 1 and 1A. And then to me, it's Hopkins, Beckham. You can throw Jarvis Landry in the mix if you want. And he's had poor quarterback play. I mean, my God, Ryan Tannehill. Jeez. But that's another story. It's going to be interesting to see how they do on a short week. And because of that, I'm actually picking the Houston Texans to win. And you know what? Give them the -2.5. I have it Houston 24, New England 21. And that's basically only because of the short work week. Even though New England's going to keep it close, Belichick is going to do his thing, but I just like Houston pulling it out 24-21, as I mentioned. Now, the second game that I have is the Minnesota Vikings going to Carolina to face the Panthers and Cam Newton. Now, it's hard to gauge Carolina because they did beat up on let's face it, they're an inferior team, the San Francisco 49ers. The win against the LA Rams notwithstanding, I really feel that was no real competition. In fact, if anything, it looked bad that Carolina gave up 27 points to the sorry team. There's no way they should have done that. But, hey, maybe it was due to game was over, give them some, cookies at the end of the game, something to that nature. But they will be facing a Vikings defense, which, as far as I'm concerned, so far, they're the top unit in all of pro football. I like what they're doing on the defensive end. Sam Bradford, I don't know how many times he's going to outplay Aaron Rodgers. He thoroughly outplayed Aaron Rodgers Sunday night. Not even close. Vikings defense, like I said, they had a huge say in that. But now, with the injury to Adrian Peterson, it's going to be, I'm pretty sure they're going to roll a safety towards Mr. Stephon Diggs. And he's trying to make his claim as a top 5 wide receiver in the league. He had a very good rookie year last year. He's stepping it up a notch this year. You can make a case he's top 5. Very easy. I like Kyle Rudolph at the tight end position. They have enough depth at running back as it is. McKinnon's pretty good, I'm telling you. Wouldn't be shocked if he gave you 90 to 100 yards. Would not be shocked at all. This is on the Carolina defense. This is on Luke Kuechly. This is on Thomas Davis. This is on the defensive line, Kawan Short, Star Latuale. It's on those guys. And it's on that secondary. And let's face it, we could talk about whether Josh Norman has worked out in Washington or not. Let's face it, Carolina's secondary. They weren't that great to begin with Josh Norman. Without him, I tell you, They're okay due to their pass rush. They're not great. They're not great. And I'm not a Bradford fan. I mean, listen, they should win this game, Newton, but I'm going for Minnesota with that defense. That's my upset pick. Panthers are favored by 7. No. Minnesota 27. Carolina 24. That is my upset special of the week. Next game, Denver will be going to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Now, the Bengals are 3.5-point favorite. You know what? Andy Dalton is better than Trevor Siemian. Simple as that. Siemian threw his first pick last week, and he's been pretty much efficient. He really has. I tell you, Denver, that DeMarcus Ware injury is going to come back to bite him. He's out for 4 to 5 weeks. See, when you have both of them, you can't roll a double team on Miller because DeMarcus Ware was still a top flight pass rushing outside edge rusher. DeMarcus Ware is one of the all-time greats at that. Now, Von Miller's going to get double teamed and chipped. They don't have Mr. Malik Jackson there as they did last year. Is Denver's defense good? It is, very good. We saw how good the secondary still is. This will be one of those games where A.J. Green is going to have a say in it. Now, if A.J. Green gives you the same numbers that he did last week against the Steelers, they're losing this game. A.J. Green is too good a receiver to have 2 bad games in a row. He is. I have the utmost respect for him. He's a great player. I have the utmost respect for Mr. Geno Atkins. He's a great player. Listen, they know deep down they should be 0-2. I don't see the Bengals going 1-2. If they expect to contend in the NFC North, they can afford to go 1-2. And I like them to win today. And I'm not even a Bengals fan. Trust me. I know my man Flemlo Raps is happy hearing this. But I have to roll with the Cincinnati Bengals. I have them winning this game 24-20 over the Denver Broncos. Excuse me. Now, the next game I have is the Washington Redskins heading to MetLife Stadium to play the Giants. Now, the Giants should have easily lost last week. I'm telling you. Listen, if you let the Saints defense hold you to 13 points, you deserve to lose that game. I'm sorry. And we know that Josh Norman, Odell Beckham deal, that's a blood feud. I get it. I have a feeling that Josh Norman is going to get into his head again. Now, it's not going to be as egregious as it was last year. There's no way in the hell. First of all, refs are not going to allow it. Secondly, I don't think Norman's going to be facing him all the time. Now, if I'm Norman, I'm going to Jay Gruden and say, listen, let me go one-on-one with this man throughout the entire game. Forget everything else. I understand the scheme. I understand what you like to do. Listen, let me go mano-a-mano on this guy. Because he's already proven that he can get his head. And I'm telling you, I know Kirk Cousins is bad. As I mentioned, he's a C- quarterback. Eli Manning, there's good Eli, then there's dreadful Eli. And I think we're going to get somewhere in between in this game. I wouldn't be shocked if he threw a big pick at the end of the game. He does this. I don't trust Kirk Cousins, but I do trust the Washington Redskins offensive line. And I do trust Matt Jones to have a bigger game than he did last week. Listen, you think Washington's going to lose 2 games in a row in the division? Listen, if they think they're going to win that division, they better beat the Giants today. And they also do well, for some reason, at MetLife Stadium. Not so well when they play them in Washington. And I'm counting on that. And I'm going to choose the Redskins to win 24-20. I know the Giants are a 4.5-point favorite. They're not covering that. I like the Redskins outright in that game. Now, the final game is the Monday night matchup where the Atlanta Falcons go into New Orleans against the Saints, excuse me. Saints offense was bad. You know what? When they're outside, Drew Brees is a different quarterback, and I love Drew Brees. I like him a hell of a lot better than Matt Ryan does. Matt Ryan stinks. He's the most overrated Him and Jay Cutler is a totally different sorry. Jay Cutler's the sorriest quarterback in all of pro football. But Matt Ryan is the most overrated quarterback in pro football as well. He is not what you call an elite quarterback. He is a middle-of-the-road quarterback with a pop gun arm. I like the Saints to bounce back big. I like that offense clicking down there in that dome. They're a different team. Defense just has to give them a little bit. Just a little bit. I think the Saints are going to start off 0-3. They do. Somebody's got to get fired. Listen, I don't think that Sean Payton can survive this. I would not be shocked. The seat gets a little hot. He's 0-2 now. Let him get to 0-3, 0-4. Let him blow this game. Lose by about 20 points. They'll run Sean Payton out of New Orleans. Quick. But I don't think it's going to happen here. That Atlanta defense is too sorry. I know they beat the Oakland Raiders. I don't see them winning 2 in a row. I like the Atlanta Falcons to lose this game to New Orleans, 38-24. Those are my picks for Week 3. This is Claude Sports Corner. Please like and subscribe. Take care and God bless.